Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We as them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Pumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke. What is up, guys? What is cracking? It's the Con Man, and I am in your house. And you guys already know the vibes. Anytime we slide on through, we're here to give you that work when it comes to this professional wrestling business. And guys, it is Sunday. That's right. It is Super Bowl Sunday. Big day, most definitely. If you're a football fan, especially if you're a Chiefs fan, or if you're an Eagles fan, and I most definitely know an Eagles fan that's going to come on this show. We're going to talk a whole lot of things. Here's the Sunday house party. We got Smackdown that went down. That was great. A whole lot of WWE releases. We got to talk about it. So speaking of that Eagles fan, that is, of course, my man who does his thing on Fridays. He hangs out in his room. That's the blue-eyed villain himself, the Grunmeister. What is up, man?
What is up? It is Super Bowl Sunday, like you said. The Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. And to celebrate, Philadelphia they're actually, Dick's Sporting Goods is selling Kansas City Chiefs merch. And you know what? It looks a lot like referee uniforms.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Yeah. That is amazing. I love it. Hey, I'm pushing for the Eagles, man. Yeah. I really am. Like, for sure. Like, I've had it with the Chiefs. I get the whole three-peat thing, and that would be an amazing accomplishment. But listen, man, I'm over it. I am just ready to see a new champion. I'm ready to see somebody as amazing as Saquon Barkley get a Super Bowl ring. He's absolutely amazing. I want to see him be a made man. And yeah, man, I get it, three-peat, blah, blah, blah. But this Mahomes thing, I'm done with it, man.
Yeah, man, this game, I'm nervous. The reality is I'm nervous because it is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
But Saquon Barkley, like you said, he has been secretly been the best running back in the NFL since he entered. It's just every team he's been on has been ass.
Well, he's been on the damn Giants. That's what
they said, oh, he's not worth the money. Oh, he's not worth it. And then we're going to give up on our quarterback too. Well,
yeah. Look how that's working out, man.
Yeah. I mean, you gave up on your quarterback, gave up on your running back, and now that running back you gave up on is the number one running back in the NFL. And I believe he did win number one offensive player, most valuable offensive player of the year for the NFL this year.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's amazing. It's going to be a great game tonight for sure. I'm going to be tapping in, checking it out. It's the biggest football game of the year, and it's a spectacle, man. You got Kendrick Lamar doing his thing there at halftime, and that should be pretty cool. And of course, all the commercials that come into play. But it's always interesting for me because for me, I really don't have any skin in the game. I'm not a Kansas City fan. I appreciate both teams, for what they do, but that's not the team that I follow. But for you, it's the team that you follow. It's your hometown. It's right there, the home team, man. So that's got to feel pretty good. You got to be on a different level today for this Super Bowl, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, I've been nervous all week because it is Kansas City Chiefs. At the same time, I'm looking at this team and I know this team can do it. Zach Bond, Jalen Hurts, Dallas Goedert, the AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, the entire offensive line, the defense, like they have been stepping up each and every week and have just been laying out. Well, more specifically, they laid out the Commanders last or 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
now I'm like, everything says they can do it, but it is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep.
Even if there can be an argument made that they're not playing like they did last season or the season before.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I'm pushing for y'all, man.
Yeah.
I'm really pushing for y'all. You know, it's crazy because this takes me back to like I believe it was maybe it was 2018. Maybe it was, or maybe it was earlier than that. I'm not for sure, but it was when the Eagles went up against the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
That's 2017.
2017 was that when it was?
Yeah,
Okay,
it was
yeah,
2017.
2017, and man, I was just like, man, come on, I'm trying. It was just I feel like I've been on the Eagles side, like when they make it to the Super Bowl. Because
Yeah.
I just really want them to beat the guys on the other team, and I feel like they've just let me down.
No, yeah. I mean, oh man, that Super Bowl. Wait, oh, okay, no, you're thinking McNabb era, aren't you?
McNabb era, yeah.
That's okay. You're so yeah, no,
Way before that.
not 17, not 2017.
Way before that.
No, yeah, no, that I believe that in part it was mainly Donovan McNabb choked. He tended to do that in the playoffs. Like I don't know. He just did not always. He would play great during the season, then playoffs came and it was questionable if he was going to be good or not.
They were saying the same thing about Peyton Manning back in the day.
Yeah.
Until he won a couple.
I mean, hey, he won and he cemented himself as one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
For sure. And he went on 2 different teams. That's pretty cool too.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
I always find that to be interesting when guys do that in sports, but it's going to be interesting to see what Jalen Hurts and company do tonight. Like I said, I'm definitely interested. I'm going to sit down and check it out. It's going to be a fun night, man. And you know, I was just talking to my son, and I don't know how much you follow the NBA, but there were some things that was happening with a big trade. Luka Doncic getting traded to the Lakers, and my thought was, man, did they do this to try to drive up interest in the NBA? Because I don't know if you know, but the NBA, their ratings kind of not doing well. Right. So they're trying to do things to draw up. And I was sitting over there thinking, I was like, man, I do kind of want to play with Luka on the Lakers on 2K. So I think it did draw up a little interest. And I was sitting over there playing that. But I just been really with the cold weather, man. That's what I do, man. I really focus on playing some video games and whatnot. And really just locking into some games since I don't have to, I don't like the weather. I don't like the cold weather. I hate that. But it's a good time for me to lock into video games. And then there was this one game, we were talking about it a little bit in the group chat because I think I saw some ads for it when I was watching like Raw or Smackdown or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And and it's this Kingdom Come 2 game. I'm new to it. I'm completely new to it. So we started talking about it. We started talking about it in the chat a little bit because I was like, man, I'm not the type, because games are like $60-$70 nowadays, bro.
Yeah.
So like I know that we got, and within our group, within our squad, we got quite a few gamers. So I was able to be like, hey, what do y'all know about this game? And you've actually been playing it, man. So you've been enjoying it. And the way you were talking about it in the chat, like it seemed like it would be something to get into. What is it all about? We were talking a little bit before the show, Kingdom Come 2.
Yeah, so the name of the game is, and I'm not gonna be mad that you're forgetting that it's Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is the full
Deliverance.
Okay. Yeah, don't worry about it, because it is a more lengthy of a name than usual. It is, but I mean the team Warhorse Studios, they wanted to make a medieval game that was historically accurate, and they wanted to pick an interesting time, an interesting place. And I do believe that there obviously I don't believe there was an actual blacksmith's son that was the that rose and became a knight and potentially a royal hetman or whatever. But that's your character. Your blacksmith's son in the first game. Your village is destroyed by Hungarian mercenaries hired by King Sigismund. But in the game, you learn about survival. You learn about pickpocketing, lockpicking, thieving, being a knight. You can be any kind of knight you want to be. You can be honor bound. You can be scandalous. You can, but the entire purpose is to. But the goal of the game is to find. In the first game was to find the man that killed your parents and
Mm-hmm.
get the sword back that you had made with your father before he was killed.
Ooh, okay.
In the second game, you are accompanying your lord, your liege, Hans Capon, to a neighboring region to try and form an alliance with the king of that, or the king of that, or no, the royal chamberlain of that
Okay.
region, to join you. And basically, you know what happens, it all goes wrong. You're in a region, nobody knows who you are, nobody knows that you guys are royalty, nobody knows that you're lords.
Ooh.
So these bandits, quite skilled and who seem quite skilled and quite vicious, slaughtered you, and or no, not you, but slaughtered
You're gonna say you
both.
start the game
Yeah, yeah,
dead?
no, they slaughter your company, and you and Hans Capon, you have to get to the king, get to the royal chamberlain. You got to get to him and convince him that you are that you are messengers from from a region, from a neighboring region, lord. And
Now, how the hell are you supposed to do that?
well, you got to do that the same way you did it in the first game. You got to work your way up, do favors for people,
Okay, all right.
make friends. In this game, you can become friend. You can start working as a blacksmith and actually do some actual blacksmithing in the game. Make your own weapons, make your own material, your own items, which is really cool. Really
Oh,
cool
okay,
new
okay.
feature. Yeah. You can try and earn your way in as a servant and potentially convince the royal chamberlain to speak with a lowly servant, because you're used to being you were a peasant in the first game, so why not? So it doesn't seem that odd to be a peasant now. There's treasure maps along the map, around the world. It is very much Skyrim without dragons, magic, and stuff. There
Got
is
you.
there is an apothecary. There is potion making.
Yeah.
More like healing remnants, and it is just a very fun game. It is really nice to play if you like that medieval style of game.
Yeah, I do. I was a huge Skyrim fan. Huge Skyrim fan.
And the probably the best part is that they have more than one kind of punishment if you're caught for a crime. In the previous game, it was just jailed for X number of days. The maximum number of days you could have been jailed for were 10, and that would have a negative effect on your stats for a temporary amount of time, depending on how long you were locked up. In this game, if first you can actually be locked in the pillory where people throw fruit at you while you can't. You're
Damn, you can't do
yeah,
shit about it. Are your
yeah, you
hands tied
can't.
up?
Yeah, basically your arms, your head, you
Like
are
tied over
locked.
your head?
Yeah, no, so you're locked, like bending forward.
Oh, damn. And they
Yeah,
just throw shit at you.
yeah, they can throw shit. They can do whatever they want.
That's some
Well,
bullshit.
it is, but I mean, they're like, hey, here, but like, it's like for that specifically, like it's like get involved in a bar fight or something, and
Right.
you're like, you're little bunch of fucking ruffians. They're gonna embarrass you. So, and it
That's
can get
crazy
as bad
shit.
as being branded on your neck as a criminal. Now, For those that are unaware what that means if you have a fine that is big enough and you can't pay it off, they will brand a symbol onto the back of your neck. So even if you do all these good things, people will know that you were once a really horrible criminal. And now I kind of know a little bit something about that because I apparently hit someone that had permission from King Sigismund to be in the area. And the area supports King Sigismund when you're actually aligned with his idiot brother, King Wenceslas.
Man, this
So
game sounds crazy.
it
It
is
sounds deep.
it is crazy. It
I
is
like it.
the middle age, medieval times. They were crazy. Okay, they were crazy times, and they were just as much as hooligans running around back then as there are today.
Man, I couldn't have said it better myself. That's for sure, man. So, like, let's stay with the video game talk, but we're gonna pivot into wrestling, which is what we talk about
Yeet.
here at In Your House. Man, I got to tell you, WWE 2K25 is looking damn good.
It is. It really is. I had seen a comparison photo of Rhea Ripley from 2K24 to
I
2K25,
saw too. Yeah.
and I'm like, Rhea looks so much better. Solo Sikoa looks so much better.
Oh my god.
They definitely did a better job with getting not that 2K24 was bad, but it's like you can clearly see that there was a difference in quality.
Yeah, for sure.
And with that, the 2K25, it looks like it's going to be a great game. We get my GM mode. They're bringing the promo, bringing more complex promo options for my GM mode. And on top of that, you got the island, which is a very special feature for console players.
Yep.
And then the city open world city mode, cities campaign mode, like that is this is really interesting. But Con, that's not the only thing. We can finally have proper intergender matches.
Yeah.
Which means we can finally have the WrestleMania match that should have been booked, that should be in the works, is not in the works. That is Dirty Dominic Mysterio facing Rhea Bloody Ripley.
They just need to do it, man. They just need to do it. They need to do it. My God.
If you have people that complain about it, I'm going to tell you something, a secret that those people complaining about that match, like, oh, it's not fair to Rhea. It's like, hold on. You are not a fan because you would not be complaining if they announced this match. You would not be complaining.
If you knew the story, if you knew everything involved, the only people that would get mad about this are people that don't watch wrestling.
Exactly. No, it's like, shut up. If you're not going to watch it in the first place, if you weren't watching it before we were talking about this match happening, then why the hell do I think you're going to, oh, well, maybe I'll watch it. Like, no. Like, if you haven't been paying attention to the story, if you have been watching it, if you did not say, oh, I fell out of love with wrestling because it got bad, because the quality of the shows went bad, like, fine. Like, we can understand that if that's why you stopped watching pro wrestling. But if you just stop, like, nah, it's not my thing, then don't complain about it. Okay?
Sure.
I won't complain about your stupid animes. I won't complain about your sports. I won't complain about your stuff because I don't watch it. So I can't complain about it.
True. Very true. No, good point. Good point. I agree with you there, man. I absolutely do. And that's what, like you said, the people who watch what we watch, they understand why that will be such a big match. And I think it's great that you can have that intergender mode there in WWE 2K25. To me personally, that feels like a good sign that we might get to that point in the ring, and we're just kind of testing the waters with the video game. But man, I love the fact that you can walk the barricades and whatnot on the outside of the ring. Yeah. That is sweet. So I was at Emerge 85 last night, and it was a great, fantastic show. And I was talking to P. I managed him last night. Fun, awesome time. And we were talking about the fact that WWE 2K25 is offering online My GM mode.
like, I don't know why that has never been a thing. I don't know
Right.
why it is taking them so long to get to this point. It's like, are you kidding? We absolutely have wanted that for years. We didn't
Dude.
ask for it because we didn't think we were gonna get it.
Yeah. But dude, listen, we definitely for sure need to really put our heads together. Because I know you stream and everything like that. You
Yeah.
do I know you do awesome stuff. We got to put our heads together, maybe me, you, Lou, or something like that. And we need to do some sort of in your house online my GM mode and stream it. I really think that'd be good content.
Yeah, I am definitely down for that. In WWE 2K24, I actually played my GM mode a lot. I I
Me
actually
too. Me
do
too.
I I never finished, but because like it got to where it was like, wow, damn, like I'm playing against these computers and I'm whooping their asses, and
Yeah.
I can honestly thank Rhea Ripley and Tiffany Stratton for being my tag team champions for 7 seasons in a row.
Seven. How in the hell did that
I don't know.
happen?
I did it on a whim because I thought it would be a good idea.
And they never defended.
Oh no, they defended a lot.
Oh, they did. They did.
It got to a point I actually am like, yo, I want you two to get into a rivalry. And
Yes.
I had to take control of one of the other teams to ensure they lost.
Jeez.
Like they were just like, nah, we're goats, we're gods.
Yeah, we're the best ever.
Nami and Princess, we fucking running shit here.
Dude, that would actually be a fucking badass tag team.
I would absolutely like the fact we got teased it what like a week or two ago.
Yeah, it was
like,
about, yeah, for sure.
I'm down. I want Tiffany Stratton and Rhea Ripley to eventually drop their titles to worthy competitors, to worthy challengers, and then those two, then Rhea and Tiffany just team up. They start having segments because you know what? I think that could be gold.
Oh,
that could be gold.
For sure. No, I agree with you, bro. I'm going to jump in the chat here because we got a few comments in the chat here. We got our guy, Nick. He's saying, what's up, guys? What is up, bro? Thanks for joining us. And of course, we have the Lou. The Lou is here. IYH. Happy Sunday. Go Birds. And I am right there with you, Lou. I'm pushing for the Eagles today. Most definitely. It's going to be a great game. I'm excited to sit down and chill and watch the game for sure, but I'm most definitely excited for talking about some professional wrestling. We just talked about some awesome stuff. Once again, like I said, I was at Emerge 85 last night, and it was a great time. And man, it was a packed house, Grun, packed house with a really great card. And man, we had photographers from Pro Wrestling Illustrated there last night taking photos of the talent. So you might possibly could see in your house be represented in Pro Wrestling Illustrated in the photo. If we make it, that'd be amazing. We had Mouse last night. He was taking some great photos as he often does. And I love being in the mix with talented people. I got a chance to see my co-host over on Wednesdays, and that's Annie O'Neill. She did backstage correspondence for Emerge 85. She did an amazing job. She is awesome. And our other IYH brethren, of course, that's the Chaos Goblin, Kevin Calloway. He made his Emerge in-ring debut last night, and he tag-teamed up with Brutus Atwell on the Facebook Live pre-show match. Congratulations to our bro, Kev, for doing a great job and taking your 5 minutes. As the voice always says on the show, you took your 5 minutes and you maximized it. Annie O'Neill was on a different level last night. The talent was on a different level last night. I just really enjoyed being a part and producing that show. I got a chance to manage for the first time in possibly like almost 2 years. So that was great. Got back into it with my man Paragon. Great fatal four-way for the Emerge World Heavyweight Championship. Great talent that you're only going to see in places like TNA, like MLW, like OVW, like Emerge Wrestling, and they just do a really good job. Proud to be a part of that show last night, man. I just love being able to be the Heyman guy back there, and everybody's always so respectful. Shout out to my son. He did a great job. He is our video guy backstage, and he always does a great job. Elijah Wan does. Proud of that kid. It was a great night, man. But Grun, I sit up there and gush about the amazing night that I had at Emerge. You guys can check out all the promos and all that stuff that drops on the Emerge Facebook page when it comes out. So you got to follow them to be able to see all that, all the content that we put out. And we put out some next level content, absolutely. But, where I talk about all the great things that happen in wrestling, it always sucks, man, when things are cooking, especially we're in the heat of WrestleMania season right now, Grun. And, it sucks when you have to have those releases, and we had those WWE releases. Quite a few names. As far as I know, I believe it's 10 reported departures. I'm going to read the names off, Grun, and then me and you will discuss those names. It was the Authors of Pain, Akam and Razar, Paul Ellering, their manager, Cedric Alexander, Sonya Deville, which is really puzzling to me. We'll talk about it. Blair Davenport, Isla Dawn, Giovanni Vinci, and the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. Now, man, that's some of those names kind of threw me. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Ones I was kind of like, okay, I kind of get it. They weren't really doing anything. And I hope they have an opportunity to, recreate themselves on different brands, whether it be AEW or whether it be going to something like MLW or GCW, places like that, and kind of recreate yourself, or Japan or wherever you choose to go, great opportunity for them. But I got to ask you, man, some of those names were really surprising. What was some of the more surprising ones for you?
I gotta say, like the most surprising name has to be Sonya Deville. Like
Yeah,
I did not see that coming, especially with how PFC were doing,
yeah,
and how like they had a really good showing in the Royal Rumble, and now like it seems like they breathed new life into them. And I don't know, but it's like I do think I do want to mention this. I don't think it's true. I don't think this one is true. But
mm-hmm.
it's being reported that Ilya Dragunov is also released from WWE, which like what? That now
That'd be
that
stupid.
sounds ridiculous.
That'd be
Like
stupid.
that'd be like insane that they like, and that is what made me believe. And look, I looked on the WWE roster page right now. Everyone that's listed is still on the roster page. I don't know if that is. I don't know if it just takes them a couple days.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. I do know that Isla Dawn did post something on Instagram
She
saying
did.
see you in 90. So she is likely released from WWE and has a 90-day non-compete clause.
Yeah,
Um, but and I do want to mention Blair Davenport because I had been very critical of her because
yeah,
her wrestling solid, but her finisher absolutely sucked, and I did not. And now it does. And I see people online saying like, why are you calling up people from NXT when they're not ready, or you're just going to release them? And it's like, I can understand that frustration, but you gotta understand that if Carmelo Hayes, Blair Davenport, Lyra Valkyria, Isla Dawn, Alba Fire, all these women, all these guys, all these men and women, every time that they're called up from NXT, if they are not called up from NXT because they don't know what to do with them, they're going to get lost in the shuffle if there's nothing more for them to do. They're going to take up spots from Oba Femi. They're going to take up spots from Alexis King, Charlie Dempsey, Fraxium. They're going to take spots away from Jordan Grace, from Stephanie Vicker, Zarya, Fallon Henley, JC Jane, Shotzi, Gigi Dolan, Jada Parker, Lola Vice. It's like in the former Chase U. Like that's what was going to end up happening, is that
yeah.
those stars would not get the opportunities that they did. So it is an unfortunate thing that it happens. Am I happy
Yeah.
that Baron Corbin got called up and released? No, hell no. But I get it happens. It
Yeah.
sucks, and people online saying stuff like, "Oh, you guys never cared about Well, we wanted to see if they would improve. We wanted to see if WWE give them the chance to improve
Sure.
and see if they would. And look, it sucks that you don't get to see that improvement because that is probably one of the best things to see in pro wrestling, to see people improve, to go from
Hmm.
being like not a big deal to be like, I don't care about this guy, to being you completely care about him. You want to see them be the absolute best there is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with that, man. And I got to tell you, and you're absolutely right. I just want to say that real quick. I love watching the progression of talent, watching them go from, maybe they could do this, but I don't know. They might quit, and then seeing them just become absolute monsters. Like it's always awesome to see. Even watching the slow progression of like a Maxine has been
Yeah.
fun.
No, it really
Like I
has.
enjoy it. I really enjoy it. And that's one of the things I love about wrestling for sure. But you always hate to see some of these names get released. For me, it was most definitely Sonya Deville, just because I was really honestly just raving about the PFC and the Royal Rumble match, like literally on Monday with you guys on Window Lickers. And I really thought that they did great as far as establishing themselves as a solid women's mid card faction that can hold their own. And then boom, you kind of gut it by taking out the mouthpiece in Sonya Deville, and I'm just like, I don't understand why. Because right now, I think that is talented. Listen, you guys know I'm a huge Joey Stark fan. I am not quiet about that. I'm loud about it. She's one of my favorites, absolutely. And Shayna, she's all right too. But they need a mouthpiece, and I just don't
Yeah,
understand
they
this
do.
move.
No, this move is like, I don't know what they got planned. And I have been a defender of Triple H. I've been a defender of Paul Levesque as Booker. I know he's been getting a lot more haters online, and you know what? Look, everything has turned out for the best, and you know what? He's giving, and Alba Fire, Isla Dawn, they have been used very sparingly in the WWE since their call up. So now I am definitely shocked that Alba Fire is still with the WWE as
That
of this moment.
surprised me. Yes,
That
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 surprised
is
me.
so Isla Dawn. Now I did think of this, and I think it's a possibility that's WWE. That's some. I'm not saying all, but some, because I know Alba Fire Isla Dawn. She's been vocal online about her political opinions,
Hmm.
and I think WWE are going to take the stance of, you can voice your political opinions, just don't attack each other online, and
Yeah,
don't now. I would not be surprised if there is at least one WWE superstar between Raw, SmackDown, and NXT that maybe they want to be a little more volatile with their political opinions. And WWE's like, hey, no, we're not going to have that. Okay?
yeah,
We're not going to disparage you, but if you're going to cause problems like this, we can't have you here because you're only going to cause problems. You're a bigger liability than what we're going to make off you. So I don't know. I don't know. I just know Isla Dawn has been vocal online about her politics in the past. But I also know that, like, Fire and the Unholy Union,
yeah. The unholy union. There it is.
they caught some fire, but like they weren't, but like not enough to really
Not prominently
justify.
featured.
Yeah, they didn't
Not
get.
That's what it was. Not prominently featured.
No, they definitely did not get all the time that they needed. They did not get all the opportunities they needed to really convince fans that they were worth their time, worth their
Yep.
effort, worth their
Hmm.
money. And who knows? Maybe if WWE gave them more time, maybe they could have convinced fans. Maybe, but it's like WWE has maybe 200 wrestlers between Raw, SmackDown, and NXT,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, as much as they want to give people these opportunities, they can't wait forever for you to
Yep.
catch fire.
Yep. They just can't. They're paying you, to respectfully, you and no, listen, no wrestler wants to sit in catering. They don't.
No.
They don't. They want to go out there, they want to be performing, they want to be doing their art. I promise you, I'm in locker rooms with wrestlers all the time. They're dying, chomping at the bit to go out there and wrestle. And I'm sure that 9 out of 10, 9.5, whatever, there might be a small smidge of a percentage that's just of cats that's okay in the WWE just collecting a check. But I'll tell you what, it's a whole lot more that want to wrestle than not, for sure. And they all want to get that time. They all want to get that opportunity. But like you said, not everybody can catch fire. It just
Mm-hmm.
doesn't happen like that. Sometimes you go out there and you get your opportunity to try to be, to try to catch a little fire, and they put you in those spots. I mean, look at Austin Theory right now. Austin Theory, former In Your House guest. Love his talent, but this is a man who had an opportunity to be a great United States champion, and he also got the opportunity to beat John Cena at WrestleMania. And what's he doing now? He's tag teaming up with the guy that's got more charisma than him, and that's not to say they're not doing anything with him, but they're like, hey, we gave you a shot. You didn't, catch the type of fire that we thought that you would, but we're gonna keep working on you, because that's what they're doing. They're gonna keep
Mm-hmm.
working on him because they know Austin Theory is talented and that he's good, but it's just not gonna hit with everybody. So with these releases, man, I gotta tell you, the authors of pain, not really shocked. It didn't pop. It didn't
Yeah.
pop. It just didn't. Uh, Paul
They
Ellering, too many people like Paul Ellering was just kind of there, and I think there's too many people that don't know who he is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're you can definitely say that Authors to Pain, they probably were hoping that they were going to catch fire like they did in NXT.
Yeah,
And unfortunately, like, I there's bad press. They tried to do a show in UK and it never happened. People were concerned that it was a scam, it was a scheme by
oh
them.
yeah, I think I
Them
remember something like that.
like nothing ever official came out that confirmed yes or no that was a scam or a scheme, but people got their opinions. So they had that, but at the same time, like I said, like and what we said earlier, like the unholy union, you need to be presented in the right light. And
Yeah,
Authors of Pain, they were not presented as the unstoppable force that they were back in their NXT days.
they were just bodyguards, and that was literally
Yeah.
it. Like, I mean, that was literally it. They were
No,
literally
yeah.
just bodyguards, and it just didn't hit. Cedric Alexander, man, how long you think after that 90 days he's gonna show up on AEW and be a part of the Hurt Syndicate?
I'm going at the longest 91 days.
Yeah, yeah, for
At the
sure.
longest.
For sure. That's happening, bro. Like,
Yeah.
they've been trying, and you know what? I wouldn't be shocked if it came out later and was revealed that he asked for his release.
I mean, I could
Like,
see that.
I mean, and not like a thing where it's like, oh, I'm holier than thou, or I should be a top guy here in WWE.
Yeah, no.
I don't think he's trying to kid himself. I
No.
think that he sees that there's an opportunity, that something is happening with the Hurt business at AEW, and respectfully, he wants to be a part of that. He was a part of the original group.
Yeah.
So I think that's for sure going to happen. We already talked about Sonya Deville, Blair Davenport, Isla Dawn, but Giovanni Vinci, man, I gotta say, didn't really shock me, bro. Didn't really shock
No.
me.
No. No, they've been trying to make him they've given him opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to be a solo act, and it's just not working. He's not a solo act.
No, he's not.
Or at least because like I don't think WWE is coming up with what they want him to be. I think they could be, but it could also be in part Giovanni Vinci is trying to play the role that he thinks WWE wants him to play, that he thinks NXT wants him to play. And it's like, you present the character that you think you can sell, that you can be the best at. Because look, Rhea Ripley always had talent, but until she really tapped into this goth emo side of her, like she could have been easily released at any time, because just another blonde, just another. But it's like all these superstars, they
She
figure
embraced
out
who she
how,
really is.
yeah, they figure out what's the part of them that they can bring to an exaggerated level and put on TV and sell merch.
Yep.
And it's like Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch, Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes. It's like Randy Orton, like all these guys and gals, like they have figured out how to be that megastar on TV.
Absolutely, man. That's a great point for sure, and that's what we love about it. We don't love these releases, man. The Good Brothers, they were released, let go from the company. Once again, probably not that surprising. I mean, I always thought they always try to go back to the brotherhood between themselves and AJ Styles. AJ Styles, he returned, but I just thought about it. I don't think he was even on the show and on any shows at all this week, but he was revealed that he's going to be Monday Night Raw superstar. So we'll definitely see that, man. It'll be interesting to see AJ Styles on Monday Night Raw for sure. I'm excited about that. But Monday Night Raw is great, but man, we got to talk Friday Night Smackdown. Absolutely. We're going to talk Friday Night Smackdown with my man Grun. He covers all things Smackdown over there in his room. But first, we got to take a break, pay a few bills. Then when we come back, myself and Grun, we're going to dig deep and dive in to WWE Smackdown.
Hello, everyone. It's the Pope Elijah Burke, founder and president of the Love Alive charity. I wanted to take this brief moment to share with you my charity's continued humanitarian efforts to positively impact the impoverished communities in and around the greater Jacksonville area. This cannot be possible without your support. If you'd be so kind, please take a moment to visit our website, love-alive.org, to learn more about the charity and its mission. Also, feel free to donate to our 501c3 organization that operates off of the donation of the public, which is you. Whether that be by website or via Cash App, $1 help makes a difference in the lives of others as we continue to positively influence many people by being the change that we wish to see in the world.
Exciting things are happening at the Kokomo Press. Yeah, very exciting things. Not only are we bringing you comedy shows, an open mic once a week, skits, videos, funny jokes on our page, and satire news stories, but now you can support us by going to kokomopress.shop. It's that simple. You go to kokomopress.shop, you find a t-shirt, you find a hat, maybe in the future some stickers and some posters. You go on there, you buy one of those from us, and percentage of the proceeds will go to us and help support what we do. We appreciate every person who just likes, subscribes, does all that. But if you go to kokomopress.shop and you buy something, we'll know who you are. You send us a photo of it. We will post it on our page and shout it out. Thank you so much. Go to kokomopress.shop, buy all your shirts and hats needs, and support the Kokomo Press. Thank you guys so much. kokomopress.shop.
Hey guys, welcome back to In Your House. I'm partying with my man, the Grandmaster. We have been talking a whole lot of things. It's Super Bowl Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope you got your snacks, got your favorite beverage right there in front of you, and you're able to just sit down, chill out, and watch a great football game. But guys, we know about the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is going to be excellent. We got to talk about the road to what is wrestling's Super Bowl. That's WrestleMania, as we started to fill out the Elimination Chamber. Man, I got to tell you, Grunt, I'm a huge fan of the Chamber. And just like the Royal Rumble, I do believe that the Elimination Chamber is most definitely going to be a star-studded one. We had a lot of qualifiers. And listen, man, listen. I'm a huge fan of matches happening for a reason. So
Yeah.
when we have a tournament or we have qualifiers for a Money in the Bank or qualifiers for an Elimination Chamber or whatever have you, Grun, I'm always like, yes, I love it. Wrestling that matters. And that's exactly what we're seeing. And honestly, I thought this past Friday Night SmackDown, we saw a lot of movement that happened leading up to towards the chamber. We saw a lot of things moving in what I believe is WWE's best tag team division, and that's on SmackDown. A whole lot of moving parts going on with that, whether it be Los Garza or Pretty Deadly or DIY or the Motor City Machine Guns or the Street Profits. That's 5 teams right there that are vying for the tag team championships. It just makes for a really great tag team division. And man, I just think SmackDown is really thoroughly moving along. But one thing that is really puzzling me, Grun, is that we saw the return of Solo Sikoa last night, and absolutely nobody is talking about it. What are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts on SmackDown? What are your thoughts on the return of Solo?
Well, let's talk about Solo's return. Now, I think on the one hand, it is good that he returned before Mania,
Yeah,
because that does still mean that he's got a role to play, that he's still got something to do.
sure.
And I do want to give Solo Sikoa some props, because he was one of a class of 8 or 9 new signings, the NXT Performance Center on Performance Center contracts. There are
Mhm.
only 2 other people in that class that stayed along Solo Sikoa. Those 2, Brooks Jensen in NXT right now, who's had a rough time but has been seemingly rebuilding himself, which is really
Mhm.
good. The third, Tiffany Stratton. So
Tiffany time.
So clearly, like WWE, like they are willing to give opportunities to anybody who's willing to that is willing to work for it. If you can show that you can make it, that you can be worth their time, they will invest in you. And they've been investing in Solo Sikoa for a long time, which is why they pushed the Jacob Fatu debut so far as they could, because they didn't want the thing to happen that actually happened, and it is Jacob Fatu took over.
Yeah,
He Jacob
he's got
Fatu,
it.
he's got
It.
it. He's got it. He is the new it factor.
Yep.
And I mean, Bobby Roode he's a producer and he knows all about the it factor.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
And Solo, like I'm very worried that this is going to cause a Solo Sikoa versus Cody Rhodes championship match at WrestleMania, and
Mm,
and like
that's
yeah,
not gonna
I
hit, bro.
no, especially when there is the potential for John Cena versus
Yeah, you
Cody
got John
Rhodes.
Cena right there in the
Yeah,
pocket.
like I look, I am all for John Cena putting over young talent. I'm all for seeing John Cena going one-on-one with Braun Breaker on Raw and getting completely railroaded by the Intercontinental Champion. I'm all for that. But Solo Sikoa had his match with Cena. Solo won and achieved nothing with it. Like
Yeah,
if Cena's
yeah.
gonna be at Mania, it's got to be a match that means something. I will accept one other match for Cena.
Okay.
If he's not getting a championship match, I will accept one other opponent.
Okay.
And honestly, it is probably going to be I think it's the first time these two have ever fought at Mania, and that opponent is the Legend Killer, the Viper, Randy Orton.
Randy Orton
Like,
versus John Cena at WrestleMania.
it would be a spectacle. It wouldn't be greatest match of all time, but it would just it would put a good feeling in everybody's. It would give everyone a good feeling that Randy Orton and John Cena, they got to have their last match against each other at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the only time, if I'm remembering correctly, the only time they faced each other at Mania is I think in a triple threat match with Triple H.
Oh my God, was that really?
I think
My
so. If I remember correctly, I'd have to look it up. But I mean, listen, I have to say this, and we have the Lou saying that John Cena is Grun's hero.
Yeah, he is.
He's awesome. I loved me some John Cena. There was times where I didn't love him for sure because he represented something in the WWE that I felt like talent was getting held down, but there just wasn't talent that was ready to grab that brass ring. And now we're seeing talent of that caliber now, and he doesn't have to hold the company on his back like he did back then. And man, I just got to say, this is John Cena's final WrestleMania. It has to it has to be big or somebody that he chooses. And I think that, listen, man, Cena and Cody and everything that Cody represents, Cody is trying to be that superhero. He's trying to be that good guy. You know, I think that we could see John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for sure at WrestleMania. But I'll say this, I think that Cody Rhodes would have to win that match.
I'm okay with that because you're right. Because you are that match. I completely understand and accept that John Cena, it would not do anything for him and would not do anything for Cody. It would hurt both of them if John Cena won that match. I
Yes.
can accept that.
And the
Uh,
reason why, one of the main reasons why, is because it blows the redemption story for John Cena. Why would John Cena win number 17 at WrestleMania? He's got until December. He's got to fail, bro. He has to fail. That's
mhm.
if he wins it at Mania, the story's not juicy, bro. The story's not juicy. He got his 17 and like, oh well, we gotta or he's going to be champion until he retires, or whatever have you. No, the chase has to continue because the story here, Grun, is that the clock is ticking and now he himself, John Cena, damn, it almost gives me goosebumps, honestly. He understands the importance of him winning number 17, and it's a race against time because he has to do it before December, before he calls him, before he retires. Man, he's got to chase longer than WrestleMania.
Yeah, he does, and you just know that like when he does relinquish or lose the title, it is going to be in a big way. It is going to mean something. It is,
Mm-hmm.
and like I've pitched this idea. I love it. I'm sticking with this idea that John Cena, whenever he wins the title, whether it be like at Survivor Series or even if it's literally on his last night in WWE, he relinquished the title. There isn't a tournament to determine the new champion. There isn't qualifiers or anything. You just tell everybody that if you want the new WWE champion, you only have to win one match. And this match is one of the greatest matches of all time. It is a Royal Rumble.
Man, listen, here's my thing, bro. Here's my thing. With everything that is moving, everything that is shaking with Cena, I think that it's got to be a thing where it's he most definitely has to be champion at some point, I believe. And I like the idea of him being the champion, vacating the title. Then we have one of those situations like we've had before that he vacated and then they defend it. The winner of the Royal Rumble becomes the champion. And yeah, we haven't seen that for quite a few years. And I think it's great. I love that. That's honestly what I want to see now, and it makes the Royal Rumble feel a lot bigger. They're doing it next year. Now we don't. Not everybody loves where they're doing it next year for sure, but if you want to make it big, I think that's how you do it. Man, SmackDown once again. I enjoyed it. A lot of things came out of it, man. I want to talk about this tag team division a little bit. before we talk about what's happened in the women's division. We're definitely going to talk about that. We don't have to really dig deep into it, but I just want to say that the tag team division on SmackDown, in my eyes, is probably the best tag team division in all of WWE.
Absolutely 100%. And the new and improved, I'm going to say, Street Profits, they are going to be a crucial part of that tag team division. They came back, attacked everybody. They don't have any love for anybody. And the weird thing is they're supposed to be heels, and yet I feel for them because every time they did in the last 12 months or so that they've had title opportunities, someone came out and interrupted the match. Someone came out and interfered. And then when Nick Aldis is like, hey, look, don't worry, guys, you're gonna get another title opportunity, but it's gonna be in triple threat, or it's gonna be fatal 4-way or something. And it's like they have not had a one-on-one clean tag team match for the tag team titles in over a year.
That's crazy.
It is.
That's crazy, dude.
It is.
Listen. I think what we're leading to, and this is going to hit, I'm telling you, dude, I think we could see some sort of fatal 4-way tag team match at WrestleMania for the tag titles. It'd be even better if we had a fatal 4-way tag team ladder match at WrestleMania for the tag titles. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, like the thing is, you can never go wrong with multiple teams in a ladder match. You can never go wrong with that. They always hit.
Yes, most definitely. And WrestleMania is the place to do it, bro.
Hell yeah.
It is the place to do it. The tag team division is super hot on SmackDown. I think you put it on night 1, you put it on night 2. People, I'm telling you, bro. Listen, I know for a fact that some people in WWE have listened to this podcast for sure. I'm proud of that fact. So if you guys are listening, there it is right there. We're giving it to you right there on the silver platter. If Triple H and company haven't already thought about it, give me Los Garzas. Maybe you could you could plug and play Los Garzas or Pretty Deadly right in there, but you got to have DIY, you got to have Motor City Machine Guns, and you got to have the Street Profits in this fatal 4-way tag team ladder match.
I just thought, what if they so you said Street Profits, Motor City Machine Guns, DIY, and Los Garza.
Los Garza or Pretty Deadly. You could switch. You could interchange one of them.
I say you add all 5 to add a 6th team that nobody is going to see coming, because we didn't see them coming when they made their return at WrestleMania some years ago in a multi-tag team ladder match. And it just so happened the Fruity Pebbles New Day were hosting that WrestleMania. They came out in their wrestling gear, but we didn't hear any New Day music. What we heard was some Hardy Boys music. And we see Matt and Jeff representing TNA as the TNA Tag Team Champions.
All right.
Coming in to the Royal WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Tag Team They don't have to win.
No, they don't. They don't. The pop alone, dude. The pop alone, dude.
Yeah.
You do that for the pop, dude. Like, yeah. And they don't even I wouldn't even have them doing a whole lot of shit in the match. No, I'd have Jeff maybe do some top rope stuff here and there, whatever, just to people, that nostalgic type vibe.
Yeah.
But they don't even have to do much in the damn match, dude. You do it for the pop. If you do it for the pop. And it's WrestleMania. Exactly. Why the fuck not?
Yeah. Why not? And it's like, people are gonna be like, and there probably are fans that don't know that the Hardy Boys are in TNA right now.
Right, it's cool. In Lou, that's dope. Lou, he said he was at Mania 33 and the pop was amazing. Yeah, I bet, dude. I bet. I remember that pop that they got when they were there. Do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. I would love that. I would absolutely love that for sure.
Oh my god, because I remember that. I'm like, oh my god, New Day. Why? No. Then the music played. Like I popped with that, and I was just watching at home, like I lost my mind.
It was great.
Insane. It was fantastic.
Great moment. Absolutely great moment, man. This SmackDown, once again, I believe it was a really good SmackDown. It built a lot of things for sure. We learned that Pretty Deadly has an upcoming tag team championship opportunity. Now we also learned that Nia Jax has an upcoming women's world heavyweight championship opportunity coming up. And let's just go ahead and stay right there, Grun, because we talk about ladies who have world heavyweight championship opportunities. We have to talk about Charlotte Flair and everything that she's bringing to the table. The queen is back. And, you know, I think it was interesting because we talked about this and we talked about it a lot in the chat, as a matter of fact. And that was the rough start to Charlotte's re-debut, her return, as it were, to Monday Night Raw, and how the crowd received her. And there was a lot of talk about that, man. There was a lot of differing opinions. I actually enjoyed the discussion, but I will say this, and I know you agree, she ended off the week really strong and being the Charlotte Flair that we know that she can be. And I know that that was something that you really wanted to tap on, bro. What were your thoughts as far as this past week of Charlotte Flair, the Royal Rumble winner, Charlotte Flair?
So the big thing I gotta let everyone know is that I am not a Charlotte Flair fan, but I have always been able to recognize that she has a lot of the good qualities of her father as a professional wrestler. But her return to Raw, like everything felt like she was not in a good place. She felt like because we have recently learned that she and Andrade divorced in October, and it is very reasonable to understand that maybe it takes more than just a few months to recover from divorcing someone that you thought you loved. But but on NXT she did better. Raw, it did not feel like Charlotte Flair. On SmackDown, it felt like the Queen. It felt like Charlotte Flair. Yeah,
she found her footing.
And Charlotte Flair just might be one of the, because Randy Orton was like this for a long time too, where Randy really, like, he could kind of get the fans behind him for a bit, but it's like he wasn't a babyface. He was
because it's hard to get behind the super talented Nepo baby.
Yeah. And unfortunately that is, and Charlotte, like, she's stepping into that. And I know they're probably gonna be like, oh, what about Braun Breaker? Oh, what about so and so? And it's like, well, the Steiners had, it's like, yeah, like people liked the Steiners, but they were never, but there was a time that they had a rough relationship with WWE. And so it's like, and so like they had to and Scott, like, he really had to work his way up the card. He really needed to play politics to get his opportunities, because Triple H was a little bit guilty of receiving some nepotism in his own way too back in the day. So it's like you can say, oh, well, and Brooke Jensen, like, he's lucky that he has a job there, because he wasn't before, because 12 months ago he wasn't showing much improvement. WWE were probably actually ready to release him. Then he comes up with this idea, and Charlie Dempsey, like, he's not an easy ride in NXT. He's being pushed to his limit, and he's the son of William Regal.
Yeah, for sure. Like, doing it the right way, for sure.
Yeah, and so it's like if anything, Charlotte is the model of what happens when you just give someone these opportunities. They don't learn how to get along with others, because that is a problem that Charlotte has behind the scenes of getting along with others. And like, you can say that's the nepotism, you can say it's WWE's fault, you can say a lot of things, but the fact is, it's part of Charlotte's character, and
it is.
She needs to play into that. Maybe one day, 10 years from now, maybe then she can be the babyface. It took Randy Orton 15-20 years to be able to play the babyface as well as he is right now.
For sure.
So,
No, that's a solid point. Just real quick to add
yeah,
to
no,
that.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I've never seen Randy Orton like the face that he is now. I never thought it to be possible. He was just a perennial devious bastard,
Yeah.
and honestly, looking back at it, it was amazing work. People
Hell yeah.
still rave and talk about 2009 bald, blue-eyed, psychopathic Randy Orton. He was one of the best heels of all time. But to see him play the face character he plays when he's on TV now, man, I never thought I would see it, and it's really amazing. Charlotte will
Yeah.
get there, but right now she's the super talented nepo baby that people were tired of seeing get, jumping the line and get opportunities, and she just has to play into that.
Exactly.
Yeah, most definitely. I enjoyed the segment though, and I enjoyed Tiffany standing strong against her. Tiffany didn't look weak. She was saying, "Hey, listen, everybody compared me." I love how she played into that.
Yeah.
Everybody compared me to you, but now we're the most profitable, and WWE's never been more watched. And who's at the top of the women's division? Oh, it's me, Tiffany Stratton. So she didn't cower down to Charlotte Flair. She stood up to Charlotte Flair and said, "Hey, I'm not the next you. I'm the first me, and I hope that you pick me so I can show you at WrestleMania." Loved that spirit.
Dude, Tiffany Stratton, like, definitely, first time I saw her, just saw her make an entrance, like, all right, we got a pretty woman, blonde hair, just trying to play the mean girl role. But when you saw her in the ring, you saw her get right, deliver her promos, you could tell there was something different about her. There was that she had something different that not everybody has, and that is the ability to make it in this industry. And
Mm-hmm.
and Tiffany, that is what she said is what I love more than anything else. I don't, because the truth is, yeah, we've talked as kids about, oh, we want to see a new version of the Undertaker, someone to take up the mantle. It's like, but no, like, the reason why we love the Fiend isn't because he's like the Undertaker, but it's because he's something different, and he's the modern. You can call him the modern day Undertaker.
Sure, yeah.
But it's not the Undertaker. It's Bray Wyatt. It's the Fiend. It's the Wyatt family.
Yep, it was different.
Nobody. And Cody Rhodes, yeah, absolutely, definitely mirroring John Cena's career, but he's not John Cena. He is Cody mother flipping Rhodes.
Yep, for sure.
And now we don't want to see Charlotte Flair 2.0. We want to see Tiffany Stratton 1.0.
Absolutely. No, I agree with that. That's what we want to see. I love it. I once again, I really did enjoy this SmackDown for what it was, because it built. It built towards. Honestly, Grun, these are type of shows I definitely like that build. They build towards something, and it makes the show so much more meaningful. We had, once again, like I said earlier, a lot of movement towards the Elimination Chamber. That's great to see. We had Bianca Belair. She defeated Piper Niven, and now she is in the Elimination Chamber. On the men's side, Drew McIntyre, he defeated LA Knight, and Big Jimmy Uso, and now he's going to be in the Elimination Chamber. And finally, Alexa Bliss defeated Candice LeRae. Alexa Bliss has cashed her ticket in to the Elimination Chamber. I got to ask you, I think some of those matches were very quality matches, but we won't really break down the matches like that. What I do want to talk about is who won. And, we had Drew McIntyre, or Drew McIntyre, as LA Knight was calling him. And actually, I want to say there real quick, we're super fast. LA Knight had just a strange moment. It was a good moment, don't get me wrong, but just randomly talking about men's mental health, and if you need to cry, you can cry, and it does it. And it was I liked it. I enjoyed it. Felt random, but I enjoyed it, and it led up to the Drew McIntyre line. I'm trying to figure out what was that about, because I know we've been saying on this show that even though LA Knight is a babyface, he's kind of a dick. So I don't know if maybe they kind of caught wind of that or something, and now they're pivoting a little bit with them, because it just felt out of left field.
So I think so. I'm gonna be really careful with what I say here because I don't want to really rile people up for the wrong reasons. But there are changes happening in the United States, and not everyone is happy with it. There are people that truly believe that the changes happening in the United States are the wrong changes. There are also people that believe that changes being made are the right changes, and it is going to take time for people to figure out that maybe it's not as black and white as they're trying to make it out to be. And there definitely are people online that are very extremely vocal about things that they are not interested in, but it has the appearance of being something that they quote unquote stand against. And a lot of times this can affect the quality and the storytelling of shows, whether it be scripted or even if it, because I've seen people trying to inject it in sports, and I completely denounce that. I denounce any idea like let it be best team versus best team, and just let them play and figure out who's the winner. But so I think WWE is taking the approach of they want to see what the waters feel like, because I don't think they know how the fans are going to react to if LA Knight had just completely made fun of Drew McIntyre whining and complaining the way he did, and he didn't mention anything about men's mental health. So I think WWE, they were playing it close to the chest. I personally would have taken the stance of, look, it's a scripted show. LA Knight is playing a character, and the lines that he was said were perfect. They were perfect to build up the drama, to really make the match interesting, to really make the match exciting. So I feel like the men's mental health awareness line was put in intentionally in the hopes that they could protect LA Knight from getting unnecessary heat from the online trolls that don't have anything better to do than to find something to hate.
Sure. I will say this on the flip side, though. When he said it, I've seen it a lot on like Twitter and on Facebook and stuff, and a lot of people praising him for what he said too. So I just thought it was a random scenario, and I didn't want to just be like, oh, let's get her past that. I wanted to bring it up real quick. But all this led to Drew McIntyre qualifying for the Elimination Chamber anyway.
I'm all for it. I'm all freaking for it.
Yeah.
I said on my episode from this past Friday night that not this year, I don't think it's going to be next year, but within the next couple of years, we are going to see Drew McIntyre being the face of the company again. I think we are going to
get it back. He's going to get it back eventually.
Yeah. This Drew McIntyre, he truly is the chosen one. And
listen, bro. That brother is just, as far as doing his best work, he's on cruise control right now.
Yeah, he is. And the fact that this is some of his best work, like, what happens when he's got both hands on the steering wheel and he sees everyone else trying to get his spot? It's gonna be a car crash, and that car crash is called a Claymore.
Yeah. Yep, bro. I just gotta say, like, if I'm a competitor, just because I've been around so many wrestlers over the years. So many wrestlers. I've built relationships with so many wrestlers. It's an amazing thing, an amazing accomplishment that I've been able to say that I've done with my life. And for all that knowledge I have from talking to them, I can say this: you got to be damn proud to be a world heavyweight champion in this current era of professional wrestling. It's the most profitable, it's the most watched. I mean, it is just absolutely on a different level. And man, you got Netflix, Raw on Netflix. The Royal Rumble just did freaking WrestleMania numbers here in Indy. Over 70,000 people came to Indianapolis to watch the Royal Rumble. It is just a testament to pro wrestling is hot right now, and to be on top of the industry in such an amazing time, that's got to feel like an amazing accomplishment. So yeah, I could definitely see Drew McIntyre holding it again, because he held the company down through one of its hardest times, the COVID era. And I think that honestly, as long as he's doing what he's doing now and keep putting his nose to the grindstone and keeping that nose clean, I think they're always going to go back to him and appreciate him for what he did during that COVID era. And we're going to see, once again, pending everything moves how it needs to go and everything, and he keeps cruising like he's doing right now, Drew McIntyre is just going to be a perennial main eventer in WWE until he's ready to call it quits.
No, yeah, Drew McIntyre, he is. Oh my God, it's like I don't know what I can say. Like you said it perfectly. Drew McIntyre is going, he is on a roll. I cannot wait to see what he does next.
Yes, absolutely, man. And we talk about guys that are doing some of their best work. I want to talk a little bit about Kevin Owens, because man, that car promo, and I love the fact that he's ironically doing car promos, because that's so poked at in the business. Like, oh, if you're doing a car promo for your, to set up for your match, you're lazy. But a guy who's at the top, at the top of the industry, or at one of the topping points of the industry, having one of the most compelling characters in the industry. So yeah, I mean, he is kind of a top guy if you think about it. I mean, but for him to be doing a car promo is just hilarious to me, because of how it's picked on in the industry and the indies. If you're doing a car promo, you're lazy. I just found it funny. But the fact that that's not even the best part. It's the delusion within him. The way he's talking, he's like twisted. Like, he really, and who are you to tell him that he's wrong? Cody like tried to kill this man, and Sammy did nothing. But you're seeing your boy Roman Reigns about to get eliminated from the Royal Rumble, and you see him getting beat up, you come help him. Like, as sick and twisted and delusional as Kevin Owens is giving off in this new character, in this developing character that is, like, my God, it's crazy. But dude, he's not really wrong for feeling how he feels.
No, he's not, and it is. This definitely smells like we're going to get a Sami Zayn Kevin Owens WrestleMania match, and
Make it a street fight.
Down.
Make it a street fight.
I'm down for that. I am really down for that, because this is not the same Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens that entered WWE. These are two completely new people that are at WWE, and it is WWE that has helped them find the level of greatness that they are at, and so they are going to finally give people a taste of what it was like if it was Kevin Steen versus El Generico.
Yes, sir. I think that's exactly what we're going to see. It's going to be, man, I'm telling you, they need to do it. I'm telling you that they need to just go ahead and do it. These are guys that have won championships. These are guys who have ended the historic reign of the Usos at WrestleMania by becoming tag team champions. Historic time together. I mean, whether it be Ring of Honor or NXT or WWE, they're always tied in together in some kind of way. And man, I'm telling you, if they just do it at WrestleMania, I mean, we're giving them a card, man. I think In Your House has been giving them a card for the last week, whether it be this ladder match for the tag team championships, whether it be Cody and John Cena, the story of Jey Uso and Gunther, Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. I still think that your money is going to be Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair personally for the championship. I just think she's gonna she'll win the Elimination Chamber. I think it's realistic that she could win Elimination Chamber and get there. But man, all in all, for this episode of SmackDown, I enjoyed the building. I enjoyed everything that went down. We saw the return of Solo Sikoa. Carmelo Hayes defeated Akira Tozawa. Alexa Bliss looked good in her match against Candice LeRae. She qualified for the Elimination Chamber. I enjoyed it. I for a second there, I thought we was gonna see some Twisted Bliss, because I was like, man, if she actually does her Twisted Bliss top rope finishing move, like, bro, we're so back. Like, we are so back. Because I always thought that move was impactful, but she didn't. She ended it with the Sister Abigail DDT, which I still liked. Yeah. And yeah, man, I just think we're full steam ahead moving towards Elimination Chamber. I like where we're headed, man.
Oh yeah, no doubt. This is definitely gonna be interesting because we've already got Liv Morgan, we got Alexa Bliss, and Bianca Belair, as you said. So the question is definitely gonna be, who are the last three members? And now, one thing that I'm gonna mention it. When does Jade Cargill make her return? Because it is likely that she will be cleared in time for WrestleMania and in time to do some storytelling and reveal who attacked Jade Cargill.
We got to see it.
Now, one thing I'm wondering, are they going to fill 5 slots, but the 6th slot is going to be a mystery participant, and that mystery participant is Jade Cargill?
Hey, I'd be okay with that, because I mean, they gave us a gimme with John Cena. John Cena just called the shot. Like I said in that, and we watched it on Window Lickers, that amazing promo he did in the press conference, and he called a shot. I'm going to Elimination Chamber. No qualifying match. I'm in there. 23 years of service. Let's go. So, he's in there. And it's going to be interesting how this fills out for both the men and women's side. We got Drew McIntyre. He's already locked in. John Cena's locked in. CM Punk is locked in. I think Seth Rollins is going to show his face in there for sure. I think that Damian Priest is going to show his face in there. He has a qualifying match against Jacob Fatu and Braun Strowman next week. That's going to be a heavy hitter, bro.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be a heavy hitter. I must have missed the part where Jacob Fatu was listed for that match as well, because I thought it was just going to be Damian Priest versus Braun Strowman. But I thought, that's triple threat. I like it. This is going to be a big match. You got some big beefy guys that are ready to tear each other apart.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I'm enjoying where we're moving. It seems like it's going to be a big WrestleMania. It's going to be a really big Elimination Chamber. Elimination Chamber is exciting. I love the fact that they're utilizing the Elimination Chamber for, okay, you got to win this huge opportunity and win the Chamber, which is a grueling match, if you want to call your shot to WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? It feels big. That's what you need. You don't bring out the Elimination Chamber unless it's either A, leading towards a championship opportunity at WrestleMania, or B, you're fighting for a championship within the chamber, which has happened as well.
Yes, I was definitely looking forward to a championship match Elimination Chamber, but I mean, you know what? It is what it is. We get a men's Elimination Chamber and we get a women's Elimination Chamber. I'm not going to complain about that.
And it leads us right directly into WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's boom. It leads us right to that road. So by that time, we'll have to have in some sort of cement who's going to win, the Royal Rumble winner. Who are you going against? Because whoever you don't pick, the Elimination Chamber winner is going to get the other one. And then the same thing with the women. So kind of boom, like we're kind of locked in to at least 4 matches at WrestleMania because we have the Royal Rumble winners match and we have the Elimination Chamber winners match, and that's both on the men and women's side, which makes 4. So I love that, the fact that we're connecting dots. I just enjoy I personally enjoy the building that we're doing towards WrestleMania, piece by piece, brick by brick, and it continues at the Elimination Chamber.
Definitely. And like I don't know who Rhea's gonna face, because it can't be Liv that's going to it can't be Liv Morgan
It
again.
can't. It just
cannot
cannot.
be. It cannot be. So I don't believe it's gonna be Alexa Bliss. As much as I would,
I don't think
as
so
much as I
either.
love Alexa, I don't think she's the right opponent.
Not yet.
So
Not right now.
we have Lyra, Valkyria, and Bailey. They're going at it on Raw to determine which one of them is going to be in it.
In the chamber.
I don't. So, like, it's really going to come down to who are. I don't think any decisions are going to be. I don't think anyone's really going to be able to make a call until we know all 6 people that are in the chamber for the women's side. As for the men's, like, John Cena is obviously the favorite. I think a lot of people would love to see CM Punk, but at the same time, there is rumors going around that that the match for Punk at Mania is going to be Punk, Rollins, Reigns in a triple threat, which I'm down with. I think that'd be a great match. This is why we love Triple H, because he keeps us guessing. It is not that obvious.
And that's exactly how it should be. That's what we love wrestling for, is that, you know, and don't get me wrong, sometimes the predictable thing is the right thing. Don't get me wrong. Like, if what I think is happening is going to happen, and Jey Uso picks Gunther and then beats Gunther at WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight Championship, and that's what I'm calling is going to happen. And if that happens, I won't be mad. It'll be predictable to me, but I won't be mad, you know. But most definitely in wrestling, you love the unpredictability.
Yeah.
And I think that that's exactly what we're going into. It's a very exciting road to WrestleMania that I don't know how much more star power we're going to be seeing. Like, are we at a point where we need somebody like The Rock to return? Or do we have enough guys that present that star power to hold that down? Roman Reigns isn't featured on every show, but I do believe that as we get closer to WrestleMania, we're going to start seeing him on every show. And that's that star power that you need. Is The Rock even needed? Are we going to have appearances? We're going to have appearances from John Cena leading up to WrestleMania. I mean, like, the star power seems like, and I guess my last question is, before we ride off into the sunset here, call this a really great episode because it was a great SmackDown discussion. I think we covered pretty much everything for the most part. But I want to ask you this. As we lead to the road to WrestleMania here, Gren, we're getting here, and we all know that the road to WrestleMania, they always call out the big guns at least a month or two before. So get the big stars and whatnot and bring them on out. And, you know, now we have guys that could really hold it down. You know, like when Roman Reigns shows up, it matters. When John Cena shows up, it matters. When CM Punk shows up, it matters. You know, so I guess my question is, do we need The Rock to pull up and do anything at WrestleMania? I know there's speculation, but do we need him to do anything? Is The Rock needed right now?
No. And obviously there's a question of, is the Rock Cody rivalry dead? And I think for me, like, I'd be happy if it was dead, because we don't need The Rock. We've already got Jimmy, Jay, and Roman holding down the fort as 2 of the best. You got Hikuleo on his way to NXT. Unfortunately, it's been delayed because I think they're making the right call. I think it sucks that it's been delayed so much, but they're making the right call. I think they're waiting until after Stand and Deliver. They're waiting until after WrestleMania for him to make his debut, which makes sense. So you got him, you got Solo Sikoa, you got Jacob Fatu, you got Thomas Tonga and Tonga Loa. You got a lot of Samoans in the WWE right now. just in that bloodline alone. And then you talk megastars: Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, or John Cena, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk,
Mm-hmm.
Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton. Like it is awesome to see Stone Cold. It's awesome to see The Undertaker. It's awesome to see The Rock. It's awesome to see these legends once in a while.
Sure.
But we don't need them involved in the storylines. We don't need
That's
them.
it is such a refreshing time in the WWE for me to hear that. You have no idea. You have no idea that we have finally gotten to a point where the current gen's talent is so talented, so well known that we don't have to rely on the legends anymore. Like you said, I grew up watching The Rock, bro, and admiring all the stuff that he did. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Undertaker, man. I mean, for sure. It's even got to a point where we don't see much like Triple H on TV, and he runs the damn show.
Yeah.
But like for them to understand, it's like, you know what? That doesn't need to be a thing anymore. We don't have to keep trotting these talents out because these old talents out where their time is done, because we've got the talent here that is holding it down and can hold it down on their own. They're the future. They're the now, and it's just a great time in wrestling to know that dude, the Royal Rumble, the first Royal Rumble that ever came to Indianapolis was the most profitable, the most went to, like insane, big, huge, treated like just a massive event. It was awesome, and I just think if we did that, I can't imagine what they're gonna do in April for Vegas. Those numbers are gonna be nuts. Vegas is a destination town, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like you go to Vegas just to go to Vegas. You take wrestling fans there, bro, they might crack 75, they might crack 80,000. I'm not sure.
No, like they picked Vegas as soon as they could, because Vegas historically has never had sports teams or anything like that. They've had arenas for colleges and stuff, but they've never really been a sports town. Now they are. They've been a sports town for a while. And so it's one of the top destination places in not just in the United States, but in the world. Well, everybody wants to visit Vegas at least once in their life. And this year's WrestleMania, it potentially is going to be the biggest one of all time. Potentially.
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's going to be massive. Listen, man, I'm just enjoying the movement and everywhere that we're going in professional wrestling. It's an awesome time to be in the business. It's an awesome time to be a fan. And man, it's an awesome time to be a part of this right here in your house, as we have a whole lot of cool things moving right now, man. And man, Grunt, I'm going to send you on your way, man, because I know you got a big game that you're about to be chilling out. What are you snacking on, bro? Are you gonna have snacks and stuff? What are you getting?
I don't know what we're gonna be having.
You're not gonna be having no wings or anything like that, bro. Some wings.
We're probably gonna have some wings.
There you go.
Like we're probably gonna have that. We're gonna
some dip, some chips and dip, some stuff like that.
Got some of that. We're gonna be chugging back a few beers.
There you go. Get some beers going.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a great night, bro. I gotta get you to that great night. I'm gonna stop holding you, bro. But do me a favor though, before you get out of here and enjoy a great night of football, let the household know where they can catch you at and everything that you're doing.
You guys can catch me at twitch.tv/Grunmeister, where every Friday night I host Grun's Room Smackdown review show, where I give you everything that happened on last week's Smackdown. And then we talk about that night's Smackdown and figure out what we're going to do, what's going to happen, and where are we going with WrestleMania.
Most definitely. It is the road to WrestleMania. Exciting times. I always love it. I always enjoy it. Hear it in your house. I've been doing this for 6 years now. And I got to tell you, every single time that the road to WrestleMania comes and we get a chance to talk about it, it's always exciting times. Some of the best episodes has come from the road to WrestleMania. And I think that's going to be the same thing here this year at In Your House, because, you know, we put in that work. And that's HOWSC, and the W does stand for work. So for the voice, Josh Joseph, for the Grunmeister, for Hypocrisy Jones, for Divinely Designed Danny O'Neill, for the Chaos Goblin, Kevin Calloway, for Relentless Ray Larson, and of course the world's most dangerous podcaster, Paragon, I'm Alakan, the Concept House, here to remind you to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend to hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone, because the household is still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day, and hey, have a great week. Peace.
Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Pumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke.